Hey guys, I'm Brad of Brave the Woods. Today we're going to be drawing a retro camping scene, and we're going to be doing it with my favorite Procreate brushes, the mid-century Procreate pack that I made with RetroSupply. So let's get started. If you're not familiar with RetroSupply, it's my #1 go-to shop for digital brushes and textures, and it has been for a really long time. And together we've actually made a series of brush packs for Photoshop, but this is our first one for Procreate that we've made together. And this mid-century pack's awesome just because it has 15 highly curated brushes that can get you a range of different, mid-century modern styles, or any style for that matter. So I'm going to show you how to do that with this scene right here, and see how to use a handful of these brushes. So to start things off, I'm going to use only a few brushes from this pack just to try to bring some energy into this otherwise dull outdoor camping sketch that I have going on right here. What I love about a lot of the mid-century illustrations is that they have this ability to only use super minimal color palettes, but still have them be very graphic and fun. So a lot of that has to do with textures and line work, which is what we're going to look at right now. With an illustration like this, I like to first clean up my sketch by dropping in the solid shapes. So if they're more geometric, I can clean that up, and it just gives me an idea for what I'm going to be working with, but also all the different elements that I'll have to maneuver around and or use as clipping masks will be really nice and helpful. Before I start that though, take a look at these brushes. There's so many different tools and different mediums that this covers. This whole pack, it'll have gouaches, it has some inkers, pencils, charcoals, and then a bunch of different textures like your halftones and grains. So it's got a really nice range of brushes for you to work with. And like I said, we're only going to use a few of them. I'm going to use the fat ink right here because I like how smooth it is, and I use it for a lot of my filling in objects. And I'll do that first, and then we'll meet up after that. So as you can see, I didn't fill in every single part of this, but that's because I'm kind of guessing what's going to be line work and texture, and I don't think I have it right yet, but now that we have the solid shapes, I'm going to go into doing the line work. And the line work, I want to use a brush that has a lot of character to it because it is kind of a plain scene. This having some more of a textured pencil or something like that I think will work really well. So this carbon brush, as you can see here, if you make the marks here, has a lot of character. It depends on how hard you push. You get different, different textural qualities in there, and it's just a really fun one to use. So I want to use that here, and we'll be back in a second. So I'm not quite finished with the line work here. I think I'm going to use a different brush. This dot pen is really nice. You can see if I start outlining it here. It's a super cool effect. You can do the same thing with like the dash pen, which is really nice, but I like the dotted look for this one. And I'm going to go ahead and do that for a few more of these things, and then I'm going to do a few touch-ups. You won't see me do them. I'm going to do a few touch-ups here to get this thing prepared to do the next step, which is texture. Starting to really come together. I think the last thing that I want to do now is do some really final finishing touches, and I've noticed already that I want to add a little bit more line work in here. But the biggest thing is that I want to go through and take things like, for example, I'll do this first before zipping through it. I'm going to do a alpha lock here. I'm going to fill this shape in here with white. I'm going to go in and just do some of this. I'm going to use this rough halftone. And I'm going to do things kind of like this, just to kind of see. Maybe I'll reduce the size of that even more. I kind of just want to see what this will all look like if maybe I knocked back some of this stuff. So it's nice because now I have that solid shape, and I don't have to introduce a new color, but I can just add that texture in there. And if I take off the sketch layer, you can see it really start to form and start to put some things in the background, in the foreground. Even though it's a very simple scene, this is just kind of a way to balance the whole thing. So I'm going to go through, add a few more of those. That halftone is awesome. And yeah, I'll go through and play around with that a little bit more, probably with these clouds and something on this log, and we should be finished. Oh, and I forgot, we'll have the fire here, but you can watch me work away on that as I zip through this. So, alrighty. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and you got a few tips out of it as well. You can find those brushes here at the link at RetroSupply Co. And there's, aside from my brushes, there's a whole bunch of other brushes there that are amazing and will help you up your Illustrator game. So go check those out. And again, if you're new here, please subscribe and continue to follow and like these videos, and we'll see you next time.